All right. Good evening. Thank you all for being here. A big part of success in this business is having a willingness to learn and apply what you have learned. Okay. So just showing up is half the battle, and staying consistent in that helps keep your mind right. And that's what we're here for. So my name is Melissa Martin. I'm a 10K affiliate currently with HempWorks, close to 25K. I've only been in for about 3 months. And I currently work a job about 60 hours a week. That's no exaggeration. The week before last, I worked about 80 hours. So that's my full-time job. You know, we say you work full-time for your wages, part-time for your fortune, and that's really what it comes down to. So I've teamed up with a sideline sister, Melody. I'm going to let her introduce herself real quick, and we'll talk about the topics we're going to go over. Go ahead, Melody.
Sure. Joni was just saying she can't hear any volume. Can everybody else hear us?
I can hear you. So
Joni, I don't know what's going on with your...
Yeah, she might just need to make sure she joins the audio by internet.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you're on...
It usually prompts you when you first
audio. Uh-oh. Some of the people need to be muted. Okay, so I'm Melody Morrow. I feel super honored to get to be on this call with Melissa. I met Melissa, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago or a month ago, and she let me peek in on all of her amazing resources, and I'm just blown away by her leadership and love learning from her. I have been in the direct sales industry for 4 years with another company and joined back in April, but it was probably really May before I got going, and I'm currently also a 10K affiliate, shooting for 25K this month. And I have got some amazing team members that have huge goals this month too. So we're cheering them on, and I'm looking forward to learning from you, Melissa.
Awesome. I'm just making sure I've muted everybody again. So I've been in the direct sales network marketing industry for about 5 years. And I think that's important to note because network marketing is a business where it takes a lot of initiative. And so if you can grow and learn in your skills during that time, in 5 years, you can be, you know, exactly where we are. And I say that because I don't want you guys to compare your journey to anyone else's. Aside from finding relatable topics, like if you work 50 hours a week like I do, or 60 hours a week, and you have 2 kids, it's totally doable. So you can relate to those pieces, but don't relate to the success if you haven't put in 5 years like I have into the industry, working as hard as I have in that industry for that time. So you cannot compare. Comparitis is really just something in your business that could fester and ruin. You just have to compare yourself to the person you were yesterday. And if you can be 1% better than the person you were yesterday, that exponentially grows. It's called the compound effect. That exponentially grows to really big greatness over time. So just make sure you're a little bit better than the person you were yesterday, not look left, look right. Michael Phelps, when he's swimming down the swimming pool, he's not looking at his teammates and competitors left and right to see where they're at. He's looking straight ahead at the end goal. And that's what you have to do too. So tonight we're going to discuss really what I like to call the 5 daily disciplines, and it's been the key to my success in this industry. And I think we have such a really amazing gift at hand because we are in a new industry, the cannabis industry, that is set to explode. So the way I compare what's happening right now, guys, industrial hemp has just been legalized in 2014. It took some time to get proper farms going and things like that, and bottling and distribution and whatnot. But now we're at the 2018 Farm Act where it's going to be lifted permanently. So this is like when Prohibition happened and you were a person who made alcohol, you kind of suffered a little bit because you couldn't sell alcohol, right? But we are at the lift of Prohibition, and you are the person making booze. You know, like, look at these companies that exploded after that. So that's where we're at right now, but it's not something that gets people drunk, gets people high. It's something that helps people. and it can be a residual income because it's consumable and it can help people. And so you're at the cutting edge of that. And if you're not taking advantage of it, wow, I mean, you've been given a gift and you're not using it. So end of story. Before I go into these 5 daily disciplines, before Melody goes into how she does calendar blocking and blocks off working, I want to explain something very simple, especially to the newbies. You joined a business that sells CBD products, cannabis products that help people. If you are spending so much time trying to understand how we get paid, different rules, different this, that, or whatever, how each product works exactly, the science behind this, that, you're not getting paid, okay? So at the end of the day, we get paid to sell CBD. You need to stop. At the end of the day, we get paid to sell CBD products, okay? It's as simple as that. So the more people you talk to, yes, the more you learn about the products to be able to be more consultative about it. But if you're not out there talking to people about it and not asking for their business, you're not going to make a sale. This business is very easy. We get paid to sell CBD products. Now, you might know somebody who could benefit because of skin problems they have or digestive issues. So knowing the different things CBD can help, yes, get to know that. But at the end of the day, you got to talk to people about buying it, okay? So keep it simple. Now, we can take it one step further. We can sell more CBD products by having more people on our team that sell CBD. So when people are showing interest in selling CBD, you need to give them that option. Are you interested in using CBD? Sorry, if they're interested in using it, you ask them, are you interested in using it, or would you also be interested in making extra money? It's not your job to decide who does and does not need or want extra income. It's your job to offer it, because what if someone didn't offer that to you? What if someone didn't offer that to Melody? What if someone didn't offer that to me? My mom's on here, I see her. What if someone didn't offer that to her? Which I was very scared to tell my mom, but we got to get over our fears. So it's not your job to decide who wants to do it. Cindy's saying hi to Grandma. So you have to proactively offer that to people. So at the end of the day, that's what it's about. So don't overcomplicate it. Don't say, I don't know how to do this. Well, what would attracted you to join the business? What attracted you to use CBD? Those are the things you have to do to work your business, okay? You need to behave. Mommy needs this time. Okay, can you go watch the movie with Reese, please? Okay, then you need to behave. Will you turn on the fan for me? Okay. Now, like I said, I'm a busy mom of 2. I do have a husband who's very supportive. He doesn't work the business, but there are times where he's like, get off your phone, get off the computer. We can't do this right now. So, we have to communicate, and I have to even communicate with my children and say, hey, this is mommy's time. Mommy has to get some work done, and she does this for you so that we can X, Y, Z. So don't be afraid to communicate that with your family and your husband and your spouses or your wife if you're a male watching this. We have a lot of successful men in the business. So what I do is called the 5 daily disciplines. As a mother working 60 hours a week, going off to Girl Scouts or gymnastics straight from work, and then getting home and doing homework and doing dinner and all that, it's very overwhelming. And so there's times where I sit down at the end of the day and I'm like, I just don't want to work. I didn't want to get on this Zoom, guys. We had a busy birthday day yesterday. A lot of you probably didn't want to get on this Zoom, but you're like, I committed to getting on, and I'm getting on. And what I want to give you in this advice is, if you only work your relationship with your spouse and your relationship with your children and your relationship with God, if you're a spiritual person, if you only work your job when you want to, does any of that succeed? No. There are times I definitely do not want to work my relationship with my husband, and I just want to kick him in the nuts. And there's times when I just want to lock my kids up in a padded room too, right? So those relationships don't work if you only work them when you want to, when you feel like it. And the same goes for this business. So if you're truly trying to succeed at it, you cannot just work it when you just feel like it, okay? Nothing ever succeeds if you just do that when you feel like it. So what I do is these 5 daily disciplines, and it's been the keys to my success. Going back and rewinding a little bit, I have 5 years experience in this industry, and I spent 3 of those years at home with my babies, making a very, very full-time 6-figure income in this industry. So I know it's possible to do it again. And just a little raw piece of my information, I stopped working it, and I started only working it when I felt like it. The industry shifted, my team shifted, my mindset shifted. I started making less and less and less money. And now I'm out here working 60 hours a week, guys. So what I want to explain to you is if you don't hit a goal, or if you screw up, that doesn't mean you quit for good, okay? You just keep going. You keep going. It's okay to miss a goal. I really wanted 25K last month. I was 5K away and I missed it. Does that mean I'm going to give up? I'm just going to give up and not work this? No, I made like $4,000 last month. Why? Why would you give up? Even if you made 400 or 40, that's $40 or $400 more than you had to begin with. And it just exponentially gets better. So just because you've missed a goal or you screwed up doesn't mean you give up. You need to relax, right? So my 5 daily disciplines that I do, whether I feel like it or not, go like this. And I'm going to go deep into depth on each of them. The first one is to share about our business and our products. So I want you guys to get some notes if you can right now. What are ways we can share about our business and products? We can use social media. We can use Instagram. We can use Facebook. You can tweet if you want. I don't even know nothing about tweeting, so don't ask me. But you can use Snapchat. I mean, these are all things. I didn't know anything about Facebook, Instagram. I didn't know what a hashtag was for the longest time. I called it a pound sign, and I hated people that used it. I said, why are they pounding it all the time? So believe me when I say, like, it's something that's teachable, right? I saw people were really succeeding in Instagram. Social media is an accelerant. It is used to really get word out, whether it's good or bad, very quickly to a lot of people at once. And so in this business, the more people you talk to, the more people you reach, the better you'll do. That's why people that have 5,000 friends versus 50 do better in this industry than people that have less friends, right? So you can share via social media. Share about what a product has done for somebody, what it will do for somebody, or what the business will do for you, what it has done for you, or what it has done for somebody else. Those are the simple ways. So I like to rotate it every other day. I have a social media training, a Facebook training that is on my YouTube channel. Y'all can watch. I'm not going to go into big detail there, but it's about just sharing what the product and business has or will do for somebody. Simple as that. So you can share in person. The other day, I work for a beer, wine, and spirits company, and I have 80 different bars that I go into. And the bartender was complaining her husband was having a lot of knee pain. And I was like, hey, like I work in the CBD industry from home. Have you guys ever heard of CBD? So I was sharing with her, hey, I have something that can help. And it was as simple as that. So keep your ears open. Listen to people complaining about money, pain, skin problems, digestive issues, weight. I mean, all these different things that CBD can help. Listen, keep your ears open and share with them what you do. Hey, I think I have something that could help you. Would it be, and I always ask for permission to share the information. Would it be okay to give you the information on that? And so it's as simple as that. Share at an event. So we book events. Oh my gosh, I've got my mom on here. I know I've got Heather on here. I saw her on here somewhere. Where'd she go? There she is. Okay, right below my mom. So we work events. Like if I could, I would make that my full-time job, because I think the last event we worked, it cost us under $100 for a 4-day. Toshimi was there. I think she got a couple customers from that event and several leads. Look at my mom's holding up the leads from the last event right there. But she also sold, like, I think upwards of like 7 bottles, Mom, personally, I know I sold 4 bottles and I only worked the event for like 4 hours because I had my niece and my 2 kids, and we had kind of a little emergency happen. But so I signed up a director and got like 4 or 5 leads, and I only worked it 4 hours. So you can share at events. So find ways to find events. Your sponsor is not responsible for holding your hand to find these events. I have videos, again, on my YouTube channel showing you how to find events. You're a big girl, you're a big boy. Go out there and ask someone, what would it cost to become a vendor? Hey, are you guys accepting vendors? Sometimes it doesn't cost anything. Sometimes they'll do trades. Keep your mind open. I'm doing a CrossFit Expo, and I traded him 3 products to do, to have a booth just to myself. I'm the only CBD, and he's pre-enrolled as an affiliate now. So keep your mind open. We've worked fairs. We've worked rodeos. We've worked races. We've worked Zumba events. Oh, that was my first event. My very first event with this company. I reached out. Someone was doing a charity Zumba event. I said, hey, are you going to have vendors? And she's like, I wasn't planning on it. I was just going to do raffles. I said, well, hey, I'd be willing to donate some money or a CBD product if you'll let me set up. And she's like, absolutely. I love CBD. I'm a massage therapist. I highly recommend it. Boom. So I set up there. It's literally like the highest octave of music you can ever imagine. We bring our children. I don't want to hear your excuses about, well, I can't work events because I have kids. I bring my kids to my events. And 1, they have a blast because they usually end up dancing or seeing some sort of event there. But 2, they understand the importance of hard work. They understand. I have that conversation with them. Girls, mommy's working this event. She needs you to behave. There's going to be times you're going to be bored. There's going to be times you're going to have fun. And I promise it'll be worth it in the end. Have that conversation with them. And from the very beginning, my kids have gone to events with me, and they understand how to act because of that. And they respect. Do they act up sometimes? Do they pull on my shirt while I'm talking to someone? Yeah. But that makes you more relatable. People are like, you do this with your kids? I'm like, yeah, if I can do this for an extra $20, you can do this too. And so don't use that excuse that, oh, I've got my kids, I can't do that. BS. Take them with you, or ask somebody, you know. So share at those events. We have videos up, again, how to work an event, how to execute an event. The one excuse I hear people say is, I've never worked one before. I hadn't either, guys. Like I said, the first event we worked, it was so stinking loud. We had our kids there. Nobody could hear us. We had a sign that said, CBD might help with blah, 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 like all the things it could help with. And people were walking up to the table and were like, can I buy one? That's the, like, oh, can I buy one? Oh, do you have any more? I ran out. We ran out of oils. No, but you can enter to win a free one, and I'll send you the info. Like, we couldn't hear people. It was so loud. And we sold out of oils. It cost me nothing. I did end up donating some money to the charity, which is a tax deduction, by the way. But, I mean, it's just, it blows my mind. This business, my previous company, I would beg people to buy. I would only get leads at events, and I would spend 6 months following up with those leads for many of them to even respond. And so for this, it's like that immediate satisfaction, and CBD is hot, guys. So get on it while you can, because you're in the beginning of that industry. So share. Those are my different ways to share. Events, in person, online, social media. You can also do referrals. You can have friends share for you, right? So social media, your friends can put up a post. You can offer to send them 5 free dog treats for putting up the post or whatever, you know. Enter them into a drawing for a free one, whatever you're comfortable with, to expand your network, which leads me to my second daily discipline. So before I go on to the second daily discipline, let me look at the chat, see what questions we have. Belly to Belly is my favorite. I love events. Anne-Marie says, Vanessa says mine too. Heather says events are fun. They get you out of your comfort zone. I sold 3 products, got about 15 leads, and signed an affiliate from my last event. I had great success with my friends doing host to post for me as well, which is, again, another topic. So second daily discipline, network, expand your network. This is called network marketing, okay? So let me ask you this. If there are 10 million stones and underneath 5 of them is $1 million, are you going to have a better chance at finding that $1 million by just turning over 100 of them, or by turning over 10,000, 20,000, 30,000? Which one will you have more success at? Turning over 100 or 10, 20, 30,000 at finding that 1 million? So the more stones you uncover, the more people you talk to, the more people you meet, the more chances you're going to have to find that rock star. And I'm going to have more success in my business by not trying to sell all the CBD to all the people in the world, but by teaching you guys how to best sell CBD. And I always tell people, if I open a smoothie shop and it's so successful, am I going to make more money by trying to open 100 more smoothie shops and trying to run them all myself, or by showing 100 different people how to run a successful smoothie shop? I'm going to make more money by showing other people and duplicating my activities. And that's why people that sign up affiliates and teach them how to grow and be awesome at this do much better than people that don't. And if you're not signing affiliates, you're not asking. You're not showing the value in being an affiliate. I guarantee, how many of you have signed up customers before even asking them if they are interested in the business? Has anyone ever done that before? Yeah. You have done them a disservice. Imagine if someone did that to me. I made almost $4,000 last month. We are going to pay off our car by the end of this year. And what if that person has student loan debt that they're like literally crying themselves to sleep about at night, but they need to use the CBD and you didn't offer them the opportunity to do that? You're doing people a disservice by at least not asking. If you're uncomfortable not asking them, or if you're uncomfortable asking them to be an affiliate, tell them that. Say, hey, you know, I always kind of feel kind of weird, but it's an option and it's my job to tell you this. Would you be interested in the business opportunity too? So let's go back to the networking. So what are some ways we can network and expand our network? We can add, we'll start at the social media side of sharing. We can add friends and follow people on Instagram and on Facebook. So I go into groups. I love keto. Granted, I've been very terrible. I ate like 6 pieces of birthday cake in the past 2 days, but I think I fell off the wagon and I fell hard. But I'm hopping back on tomorrow. This doesn't mean I'm going to eat 6 more tomorrow. But I love keto, so I post videos about keto and tips like that. And it helps people like get going with the keto diet. So I go into these keto groups and I add new friends. Now I'm strategic about this. I add them right after I post a tip or a video about keto. Because what are they going to do? They're going to go to your Facebook profile and they're going to go, who is this person? And if they just see CBD, join my team, buy from me, they're not going to accept you. You got to think about these things, right? You have to think, what can I do? Who would I accept a friend request from? And look at your profile. Does it say CBD Love, HempWorks, join my team on your profile? Like, they're probably not going to accept you. Be you in your profile. Be you on your description, right? You could still share, but still be you, okay? So I go in and I add friends from groups after I put a keto tip up. Now, you guys don't have to be keto. Maybe you love makeup. Maybe you love dancing. Maybe, I know a girl who does amazing hula hoop stuff. She does all this crazy, like, and she puts her little cool hula hoop group video up, and then she goes into like dance groups and fitness groups and adds people as friends. Okay, now you do need to go back every few days and delete the friend requests that have not accepted so you don't get put in Facebook jail. So I will tell you that, okay? Another way is I go into like friends from high school that I like thought were good people. I go to their friends list and go to suggested, and I see, you know, who is suggested as a friend, and it'll say 10 mutual friends with this person, and I'll check out their profile and I'll add them. Guys, when I started Facebook, I think I had like 250 friends maximum. Like that was like my high point. And then I got going in this business and I just hit my friends limit today, 5,000. That took 5 years, and I have deleted people and I've added people and deleted and added, because if I get like a nasty person on my Facebook and they're just like, my baby daddy, he don't do nothing for me, or F this person, and it's drama, and it's bringing me down, unfriend. I just don't have time for that mentally, physically. That stuff like brings me down and I feel ill if it's just constant drama. Don't need it in my life. Don't need them on my team. Done. I unfriend. I don't need it. So Instagram is a whole nother, I'll do an Instagram training at another time, but I do search hashtags of things that I love. I search places I go and I find people that are also tagging those places and I follow. There's a bit more to that. We can do an Instagram training at another time because you do want to like and comment on their stuff too, if possible. But that's another way you add people. Expanding your network through events. Again, you're getting in front of a large crowd of people. As people walk by, we say, hey, hi, and they look at your thing and they see, oh, it helps with this, and they stop. And they look, I'm telling you, it goes like this every time. They stop and they look and they start reading your sign. And I go, hey, have you tried CBD? And they go, no. Most of the time they say no. And then I say, oh, have you heard of it? And a lot of times they say no. And I say, oh, well, this is what I use it for. This is who it's helped. And I shut up and see what they say. A lot of the times they'll tell you what they've got going on. Oh, I've got terrible anxiety. Oh, I have bad arthritis. Oh, my son, the last one we were at, we had 3 people stop with epilepsy. I've been looking for this everywhere, but we don't have the money to get a medical card. It's like $500 for the medical card, stuff like that. And so, expand your networks through events. Host a post. Have your friend host a post about benefits of CBD and how you're trying to. Vanessa, really quick, sorry to call you out, but can you explain, can you say what you tell people to post in a host a post?
So I actually haven't done any.
That's okay. I've done one so far. I haven't reached out to people to actually host it because I'm just so busy right now. But
yeah, I haven't. I have a couple of girls who are thinking of pre-selling.
Yeah.
So, but they haven't given me the yes yet. So okay. I haven't given them.
So basically, you just ask them to put up a post. My friend Melissa is looking for people to test her CBD out. It has a 30-day money-back guarantee for product testers or something like that. Here's a different list of things that it's been shown to help with. End of story. They tag you in it, and people say, I'm interested. And you reach out to them, and that's a whole new network for you. Okay.
I have a question about that, Melissa.
Yeah.
Customers actually have a refer 3, get 1 free.
Yep.
I know when I first got introduced to the host a post, which I haven't done yet, that wasn't really a part of it. I wasn't telling, it was more of an introduction for them to help you. But in reality, you could go to your friends and use that to say, hey, you can actually use your own personal link, right? And they could share that link. And for every customers, they actually get a free product.
Yep. So tell your customer, hey, do you want me to send you a post every few days so that you can, I can help you earn some free products?
And my understanding is those customers still get put under a binary. And if they ever decide to pay $20, they have an already set up team for them.
Yep.
Do you understand that too? I haven't done it yet, but
yeah, your customer gets put on your team. So if they choose to upgrade, those people that are going underneath them are theirs. They're the sponsor for. So that's the other cool thing about doing the host to post is these people go, holy crap, I got a lot of people interested. Like they got a FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. And they're like, wait, maybe I should become an affiliate, So it gives them that opportunity. You can expand your network. I take my business cards everywhere, and anyone who gets my money, my debit card, my credit card, my cash, I hand them a business card. Hey, if you want to text me, I do we do weekly raffles for free CBD, and then you utilize that Facebook event that we do every Tuesday to invite them. Shoot me a text. I'll send you the invite to the weekly drawings. And then you just say, hey, add me as a friend on Facebook. I'll shoot you that way. Every week I got you in on that drawing. And you can write their names down as someone interested. Okay, so everyone gets my card. Everyone gets my card. If they are getting my money, they're going to know how I get my money, right? So,
can I add something, Melissa?
Yes.
So you were asking me about host to post, but I want to just share a tip with everyone because I've done 4 events now, and I've really been able to network with the people at the events. So I just moved to Utah 2 months ago. So I literally know very little people. So I've networked with different event vendors at my events, and like from them now I've gathered tons more events, and people are like, oh, here, I'm going to give you the list of all of the events that I do that have been really fruitful. So like I'm literally getting all of these resources from other people and not having to do like put in all the hours of work that I would have had to do before.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, no excuses just because you don't know anyone where you're at or whatever. So networking is a big part of it though, guys. So we've got our sharing, we've got our networking. So each and every day I do a little bit of these, whether it's 5 minutes of each or 5 hours total, I do it. So am I missing anything in other ways of networking? Oh, having like a sign on your car, having like a magnet on your car or something like that, as simple as world's purest CBD oil, or it's very, very simple. So
there's also like women's networking meetings or business meetings that are local in your area that you connect with, and a lot of times they'll give you like 1 or 2 minutes to talk about who you are and what you offer, and then you're essentially networking with all these other professionals who are all helping each other as they build relationships. You
can meet the Meetup app, or meetup.com, I think it is. You can find different Facebook events. You can go through the events and see what's there. Another thing is you can make a lead box, enter to win free CBD, and put raffle slips on top of it, and go into businesses and ask them, hey, would it be cool if I set this up here? Like, this is my side business. It helps me pay for gymnastics for my kids. If you allow this, I would love for you to allow me to do that. And you can make it out of a shoebox. You can buy lead boxes online and paint them and make them all pretty. Those are other ways you can expand your network. And you follow up with those people. Hey, Sally, thanks so much for entering my drawings for free CBD. Here's my Facebook link. Send me a friend request so I can make sure you're added into our weekly drawings for free CBD. And shoot me a message saying, enter me into your drawings or whatever, so that person is adding you as a friend because you followed up with them as a lead from a lead box or whatever. So we've got our sharing, our networking, and now follow up. Follow up was huge. If you think, everyone, you can either use the chat or raise your hand. How many of you talked to somebody that for the very first time about CBD and immediately signed up that within that same conversation? 1, 2, 3. Grace, you did not. We followed up like 3 times. It wasn't the same conversation, was it? Anyways, so a lot of the times it might be the same day for some of you guys, but for me, I told my sponsor, like, I was like looking up plane tickets to go fly and beat her ass for doing this because I was so mad that she was leaving me in my other company and that she was asking me this. I couldn't even believe it. And I was like, no way, not going to be fruitful. I said no. It took like 8 or 9 times of me saying no or not yet before I signed up. Yeah, it might have only been a 3-day span, but it took a lot of no's and it took a lot of follow-ups. 80 to 90% of sales happen after 8 follow-ups or more. That's not just our industry. That's not just HempWorks. That's just sales, period. Okay? So you have to, but the problem is only 75% of people even follow up once. And after that, it drops down to like 30% for 2 follow-ups. And after that, it's less than 10% of people that follow up 3 times or more. So you gotta reach beyond that. Go ahead.
I think that's the power of the system. Like, the thing that blows my mind about our system is our pre-enrollee system gives you a really solid reason to follow up with somebody if you're utilizing it. If you're putting pre-enrollees constantly in the system, like, who wants to miss out on, 5 customers / affiliates or 50 or whatever, and all these pre-affiliate, like, it puts the pressure on. And it actually, I always struggle with follow-up in my other company because I'm like, what do I say? Like, I feel like I'm asking for a sell. Whereas with our pre-enrolled system, I feel like I'm offering them help. Like, hey, just so you know, you're going to miss out on this. You don't want to miss out on this. Like, it would be really bad for you to miss out on it, you know?
Totally. That is one thing that really sets us apart in this company is that follow-up system. And again, utilizing the pre-enrollment system. I did a video about 3-4 days ago on how to find your pre-enrollment site, why it's important to utilize it, and how to follow up from there. So you guys can go to my YouTube channel and check that out. I posted it on our team page. If you guys are on my team, it's on our challenge group. I put it in the chat. It's funny, a lot of people will say, I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to learn. I don't know where to start. It's like, the information is there, guys. You just got to do it. Follow-up is key, but learning. So number 3 is follow-up. Number 4 is learning. And I'm going to go back and forth between these two. Learning how to utilize the pre-enrollment system. Learning how to work the 5 daily disciplines. Learning about network marketing and keeping your mind right. Personal development. Okay? A lot of us have grown up in a and I mean, I haven't, I don't consider myself to have grown up in a tough situation, but, sorry, I'm trying to mute everybody. So some of us right now are in really bad spots financially. And that's something you pass along generationally to your children. Okay, is where you are at now what you want for your children, your grandchildren? Then grab your head out of your ass, and I love you, and I say that with like so much love, but grab your head out of your ass and start creating something amazing for the next generations to come. And that's going to take doing things consistently. Ask yourself if you're doing that consistently. How many times have you said, I'm done? Or how many times have you not even tried something? Like you signed up for something you didn't even try. You cannot do that. And if that's not the attitude you want your children to, if that's not the work ethic and the attitude you want for your children, then you cannot have that. So if you don't have children, well then you must be a millionaire probably, because it's like, but, so between the follow-up, I like to simply make it simple. Like when it's just customer follow-ups, hey Sally, did I answer all your questions about the CBD? Hey Sally, I didn't want you to think I forgot about you. I've been so busy, but was there anything else that you had going on that you were concerned about with the CBD? Hey Sally, is there anything holding you back in trying the CBD? Don't be afraid to find out what that objection is, because you can combat an objection. You can't combat the silence. Okay? So learning how best to follow up, learning how best to network, learning about CBD, learning and keeping your head right and keeping positive. The mental state of mind is so huge in this, guys. And learning how to stop saying, I can't do this, or I can't, or there's no way I can make this happen. I was telling on Melody's live that we did just a little bit ago, so many of you are handcuffed by the things you keep telling yourself you can't do and the excuses you keep allowing yourself. I'm a mom. I'm a dad. I work full-time. I don't have enough friends. I don't know enough about CBD. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not skinny enough. I'm not fat enough. My boobs aren't big enough. My boobs aren't small enough. You know, like whatever. So many people, I've heard it all. I don't have that look for Facebook to make this business successful. Well, then don't work on Facebook. But shut up and stop using your excuses, because all those things are, and you're thinking about all those things more often than the ways to make it work. And there's a story that goes, this guy walked into a leadership conference, and he was the main speaker, and he walked in and he's like, all right, guys, we're shutting down the prison system in 30 years. What are we going to do? People were in an uproar. They were like, no way, we can't do that. This would go wrong, and this would go wrong. That's impossible. Oh my gosh. And he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I mean, all they kept talking about forever was all the ways they couldn't do that. And he goes, all right, time out. This is just an exercise. I want you guys to pretend like we have no other option. No other option but to shut down the prison system. What are we going to do? Let's brainstorm. So they all sat down and they came up with these really great ideas. let's do outreach programs. Let's get with inmates and teach them job skills. And let's get some church going every week in there. Let's reach out to their children and teach them really good skills and value. Let's do community outreach where the crime is the worst. And they came up with these really amazing ideas. And the moral of that story is when you get rid of the I can't, there's no way, and start saying this has to happen and I have to figure it out, you start coming up with amazing solutions. So when I work my business, I literally last month I was like, 25K has to happen, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, that has to happen. How am I going to make this work with my schedule? And that's how I go at it. Not the I'm working 80 hours next week, there's no way I can make this happen. Because then I'm just sitting there thinking about that, and that doesn't grow my paycheck. It doesn't help my team. It doesn't help my customers. So you have to get rid of that mentality. Stop allowing yourself to give excuses. Yes, are you in a tough position? Oh, there's a lot of people in a lot of tough positions. You know, I could go on with the number of crazy things that have happened in the past year, 2 years for us, 5 years, and all of those could have very easily been excuses for me. But fact of the matter is I can't control those things happening to me. What I can control is how I react and the actions I put forward to make my life better. So personal development and keeping your head right goes into the learning category. So we've got our sharing, our networking, our follow-up, our learning, and the fifth daily discipline, if I can remember it right now. I can't remember it right now. Vanessa, help me out. Share, network, learn, follow up.
Self-development.
Be a professional asker. That's what it was. Yeah. So being a professional asker it goes back to, instead of sitting back and letting things happen to you, you're going out there and proactively asking at the event. Instead of letting people walk by you and not saying a word to them, hi guys, how are you today? You're being a professional asker. Good. Have you tried CBD oil? You're being a professional asker. Today, I kid you not, some girl posted about what is that crazy some crazy hallucinating plant,
Crypto.
Some girl posted about crypto, and I mean, people were like, no, don't do it. And I was like, I highly recommend CBD over that. Then I messaged her. I said, hey, what do you got going on to where you want to try crypto? I'm being a professional asker. I'm not waiting for her to come. She had no idea I sold CBD. It's just like, I talk about it every dang day. Guys, not everybody sees your posts, so be a professional asker. I was like, she's like, what do you mean? She's like, oh, I'm looking at a business venture with it. And I was like, can I share my business venture experience with you? I was being a professional asker. I go through active on Facebook. I go to active. I'll do it right now. And I message someone. Hey, Sally, I started a new business 3 months ago. I've made $8,000 in that time working part-time. By chance, would you want information? I think you look like you could be a person that'd be good at it. I ask that all the time. Every day I'm a professional asker. I see someone complaining about MS. Hey, Sally, have you tried CBD before? Be a professional asker. So that's the fifth one. So I very proactively offer the opportunity. Now, when I started this, I hadn't made any money in Hempworks, and that's yet another excuse that people like to use. I haven't made any money, so nobody wants to join me. First and foremost, if you aren't a very positive person on social media, if you're bitching and moaning about your baby daddy, or if you're complaining about how nobody likes me, everybody hates me, let's all go eat worms, or I see it all the time. No, I got no friends. I got no real friends, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, dear Lord, woe is you. What am I, chopped liver? Cool. Peace out, So stop complaining about all the problems you have on social media, because if you want a rock star like Melody, if you want a rock star like me, if you want a rock star like Vanessa, like my mom, like Heather on your team, I promise you I would never join somebody in a business adventure that complains all the time on social media. Like, if I would laugh if they reached out to me, and I am just being real with you guys. I'm like, Vanessa knows, my mom knows, Heather knows, like, I'm just very real and raw. I would never, ever join someone like that. Even when my teammates post stuff like that, I cringe, and sometimes I unfriend them. Because I'm like, you're not going to be successful at this, because nobody successful is going to join you. You got to be, guys, just to give you a heads up, my mom has every little bit to complain about right now. She has to go pay $5,000 for it was supposed to be $10,000 because they're building a sidewalk in front of her house and she won't be able to access her house. So she has to pay the remaining. She's lived there for 15, 20 years. She's got 2 foster kids that are cousins of ours, and I can't get into crazy details with that, but they've been subject to meth. They have crazy, crazy problems, PTSD, drug withdrawals, I mean, on and on and on. She had cancer 2 years ago. She had a stroke right after, a hysterectomy after that. Then she had another surgery where, I mean, you don't see her bitching and moaning on Facebook about this stuff, right? No. Okay, so crap happens. I promise you guys, it happens to everyone. And yeah, yours might be more extreme than others, or you might think they're more extreme, but you can only control how you react. You can't control what happens to you. You can only control how you react. So do that. And, use that law of attraction to attract positive people into your life. But yeah, I think I totally went off on a tangent there.
I want to add something to the asking the questions. I think I'm so impressed with the fact that you do that. I think it takes a boldness. Like, for me, even that's kind of like scary, but then at the same time, you're coming from a place of service with people. And if you can switch the mindset from I'm trying to sell to I'm helping people,
yep.
Like, you're a helper. It just changes everything. Even you asking for permission. Hey, like, I'm making this money. Would you be interested to learn more about that? Yeah. Like, a lot of people will say yes. And when you ask like that, it feels more like you're coming from a place of helping rather than you're trying to sell something.
Right.
You call somebody up or you message them and say, yeah, I don't know.
I've had people tell me no, and then they, like, 3 weeks later, like, whoa, wait a minute. What? Like,
yeah.
Time out, rewind, let's go back. I want info.
Right.
So, I mean, but Yvonne on here, I sent her a message while she was on live. It took 3 months, but she joined. Susan joined within the first week. My mom, it took me a bit because I didn't tell her about it. I was hiding it from her. Grace reached out to me. I know Vanessa was joined because of a professional asking. Mm-hmm. I'm just looking like who's on here. So I, in the beginning, didn't make money. So I hadn't made money yet. So I said, hey, I joined this. My friends made a lot of money working it part-time. Would you want the info on it? Like, I'm so excited, like, what's to come. Like, it's really exciting. This is really, really exciting. And so people would say, yeah, like, whoa, wait, what's going on? What do you mean, you know? So think of how you would want to be talked to, and that's what you say to them, okay? And then you go and you utilize the pre-enrollment. You let the system work for you, okay? Because they're like, yeah, I want info. I'm like, cool. Like, I'm running off to work, but I have this free tour of the business. Gives you all the information, and it does actually hold you a spot to help you maximize our compensation later should you choose to give it a go. And then the system works for you. It gives them the info on what it costs to join, what they have to do to work it, about the products, about, like, because then you can use your time adding to your pipeline, networking, instead of following up, explaining for 2 hours about how CBD works and how the comp plan works and what the affiliate join options are. Use the system, guys. And that's how me working 60 hours a week, I've been able to make this happen because I don't have time. I'm like, hey, I'm at work, like driving around real quick, hiding, texting you this, but I have this free tour, gives you all the information. Can I send that to you? You know, like, use the system. But yeah, those are my 5 daily disciplines. Anyone have any questions on that?
You said to be a professional asker, and I just wanted to add this. I think it goes back not just to asking people about if they want information about the business, but in personal development for yourself. Like if you have a question, does it help with this, or does it help with that, or how can I find this information? You get on YouTube, or you ask your upline not to feed you the information, but how to find the information.
Yes.
And I think so many people are afraid to say that they don't know. But being I tell people all the time, like, I am not afraid to ask questions, and I'm not afraid of your questions. Ask me all day long. I love it when you're asking questions because it tells me you're engaged in your business. But if I don't know, I'll go find the answer because I'm all about asking
questions. To get the answer from your upline like Melody or like myself, and that's one thing I've grown to learn. 20% of people are going to do 80% of your business. And those are the 20% that are actually plugging in and showing up to things like this. And a lot of people will tell me, hey, I've got XYZ going on. How do I, like, can you help me answer this person? How do I'm not doing very well right now. How do I fix this? And I'm like, did you watch this video that I sent? No, I haven't had time. Well, I can't sit there and explain what I explained in that video for an hour and re-explain it to you, the same exact things for an hour. And it's not because I don't love you. It's really because I do work 60 hours a week. I know I keep saying that, but like I'm at my wit's end. I work 60 hours a week, and then straight from work a couple times a week, I'm either going to Girl Scouts or gymnastics, and then homework, and then I'm home. And it takes me an hour to and from work a lot of the time. So it's not because I don't love you. It's because I've already spent, like I'm spending the time now away from my children who deserve my time as well, and away from my husband who deserves my time as well, to give that information. So it's there. You just got to watch it and tune in and plug in, right? So don't expect to always get the answer handed to you. Expect to find out where it is. And that is nothing personal, guys. It's because we love our families too, and they deserve that time too.
And that's duplicatable. If we're feeding everything and you're feeding everything, you can't duplicate yourself. So the most important thing is you know where to find the information, you know where to tell your team to find the information. But then you've got to invest and understand where that information is and dig in to that.
Yeah.
So.
And yeah, Rebecca says thinking about them takes all the weirdness out of it. It's about serving them, and it could change their life. It could. What's the worst that could happen if someone tells you no? And you don't die from someone telling you no. And I promise you that Melody, me, my mom, Vanessa, we get 9 times as many no's as we do yeses. For every 9 no's I get a yes. And that's okay. That just means I got to talk to more people to get 100 yeses. Right?
Or silence. There's not even a no.
I consider silence a no for now.
But yeah, no for now, but I just keep going up week after week. And suddenly, 7 weeks later, they're like, actually this week, somebody I followed up with, they were like, actually, I've been meaning to message you. I need to order. They ordered a director pack.
Yeah.
Bam, just like that. And I actually had not done due diligence with following up. I was like, oh my goodness, I haven't talked to her for like a month and a half. Yeah. And like, she actually signed up as an affiliate.
Yeah. That's the good thing with following up, guys. Within 2 days of that first initial contact, that's when you follow up. And then from there, I usually do, they call it 222, within 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. I like to take it about monthly if I can, if I have the time. But I don't stop following up. I mean, there's people on here right now that, hey girl, hey, what's up girl? How you doing, girl? And then just today, hey, how much is it to join again? I'm like, really? After 7 messages of me saying hello to you. Sometimes they go, hey, are you okay? Like, have I pissed you off? Or are you hurt? Because I haven't heard back from you. I call it the wow follow-up. I'm like, did you get held captive by somebody? I haven't heard back from you. And I'm concerned. Maybe I need to call somebody to see if you're in a dark hole with someone telling you to put the lotion on your body or something like that. So, like, don't be afraid to be like, I'm concerned. Like, are you okay? That's a follow-up too. So, any other questions on the 5 daily disciplines? No? All right. Okay. I'm going to let Melody take the mic and I'm going to mute myself and she's going to talk about calendar booking.
Okay. Thank you so much, Melissa. That was excellent. And actually, it's been interesting because I was in a party planning company before, and I think we were taught marketing differently from you guys. So even the mindset of, how to build your network on Facebook and connect with other people and add friends, all that is kind of like a new mindset shift for me. So I'm kind of processing that, but it's a great way to expand your network. Okay, so here's the thing. People that know me well would actually laugh about the fact that I'm going to talk about calendar blocking, but because I actually am one of those people that fills in the holes in my day. But what I have come to realize over a period of time is there are a lot more people out there that are more scheduled and very systematic in the way that they work their business. Now, it sounds like Melissa's kind of like me. We're going to be driving along and multitasking and sending a little message and probably listening to personal development book all at the same time. But not everybody does that. And I think what I have seen over and over in my team is over the years is people will buy into the business, but their mindset is not such that they realize that, like they like the vision and, we like the fact that Chris and Travis are making over $500,000 and we're like, man, that would be awesome if it were me someday. But there's no plan, there's no structure, there's no goal, it's basically a pipe dream, right? And the thing that I love about this industry so much is that it really requires very little financial investment, but in some ways that's kind of a downside, because if you bought into a franchise and you put $100,000 up, you're not going to get your investment back. You're not going to even be in profit possibly for years, but you are going to show up to work every single day and you're going to work your butt off to make sure you get your profit back. What happens when you only spend $100 or $500, you make your money back, it's kind of like, well, there's the pipe dream that one day this could happen, but you don't actually show up to work. And so nothing ever comes of that, and eventually maybe it just kind of falls away. But when you see that a leader's making $3,000 or $6,000 a month, which is in some cases a lot more believable, like that seems okay, possibly within reach. When I got into this industry and my upline was like, "Oh, you're going to be at the top of the company," I was like, "That's crazy." Like maybe I would want to have 5,000 in volume, but I wouldn't that's not my goal. And she was like, "Well, that's my goal for you." And eventually I had 220,000 in volume in my team and almost to the top of the company. But the thing that you will see in these leaders that are making the money is they are touching their business on a daily basis. They're staying consistent and they're investing in themselves and they're investing in their team. If you're not doing that, you aren't going to make money. You might make a little bit of money, but you aren't going to make the dream money, the passive income, the financial freedom, the paying off the cars and the debt, and those stories that are very inspiring. And the truth of the matter is that the timing in this opportunity is pretty much mind-blowing. And here in a couple of weeks at conference, they're going to announce a new product line, and it's going to be a whole nother level of opportunity. And it's going to come down to who's talking to the people the fastest and who is making those contacts and making those connections. And so if you are wanting big things out of your business, you actually have to shift your mindset and see this as a legitimate business that requires you to show up, bottom line. And I would say one of the biggest challenges for me in this industry is the fact that no one else is telling me what to do with my schedule. Like, my time management sucks, y'all. Like, I'm not your poster child for good time management. It is one of the reasons I've actually stuck in this industry, because I need to grow in this area. And there have been plenty of times I wanted to run the other way because it's hard. It is hard to manage my time and juggle kids and juggle homeschooling. And when I first started, I was working another job, and it was just a lot to juggle. And so it's just super easy to let life happen. And at the end of the day, you're like, man, I worked really hard. I deserve a nice soak in the bath, and I'm going to watch my show. I'm not going to actually do anything to my business, maybe tomorrow. So The other thing is sometimes you're juggling too much and you're trying to do too many things at once, and so nothing actually gets your direct focus. Your children feel like your family's suffering and your business is suffering. So if you are self-employed, you have to own your own schedule. This would be the case for any business that you own. And so my challenge is to you is to be specific in your goal setting, where you're headed, and then sit down. If you have family and a spouse, you need to sit down and have intentional conversations and get on the same page. Because if you don't have that support coming from your spouse and from your family, the struggle is going to be all that harder. For me and my husband, what that means is tonight he got to put the kids to bed. Because for us, it is important that I move our business forward, and I have to show up. And there are times that I show up for him so that he can move his business forward, and we work together to do that. Now, was he super tickled that he was putting the kids to bed? No, because I didn't actually tell him ahead of time. Like I said, I'm not so good at time management. But he did it because he is invested in our business and he is invested in my success. And so ideally, you're getting on the same page about that, and you are coming up with a game plan. And something that I do not do well, but that I have learned over the years that works for a lot of people is calendar blocking. So I'm going to this here is a very simplified version, and some people get really, really detailed. And then some people just need a general version so that they can sit down with their spouse and say, listen, I need to get 2 hours a day in, or 30 minutes a day in, or 1 hour a day in, or whatever you decide is what you're willing to invest in your business. And so would you be willing to take the kids on Saturdays so that I can go do events? Or would you be willing to put the kids to bed so I can show up for my events on Tuesday night for the party, or, whatever it happens to be. But I don't know if you can see this. So you can set up your calendar in 3 different colors. And this is just one way to do it. But I basically have in pink, or red, you put in what things are family time that actually need to be blocked out, that you're really not going to be able to effectively work your business during that time. So for me, we homeschool. So, I'm blocking out these homeschool hours. And then times when there's training, because you want to show up and invest in your business, but those in blue. We know that every single Tuesday night, Travis and Kristen have a party. Guess what? You need to be plugging people into that party. And guess what? If you don't show up and you're not commenting on that party, your people probably aren't going to get notifications. And who wants to show up to a party when the person that invited them doesn't even come? So I don't always listen to the events, although many times I do, because I learn new stuff and I learn new ways of approaching people and talking to people every single time. I'm learning new stuff. But if I can't, I will still show up and I will still comment on the event throughout the time so that the people that I am invited get notified. Okay. And again, there's another event on Thursday nights normally where they're doing the giveaway, and you want your people to get the notification for that giveaway. So I show up for events, team trainings. You're going to put that in blue. And then actually find what times in your day work to do work hours. And you can highlight those in green. And know, like, after I'm done with homeschooling, I've got I can either work early, like here on this day, we have homeschool co-op, and I'm basically gone almost all day long. And so I know if I'm going to work that day, I may need to get up a little bit extra earlier, or I might go to bed later. And that's the decision that I'm going to make for my business so that I can get the things done that need to happen. And so my encouragement to you guys is to sit down, to have those conversations, and to block off time so that you know beyond a shadow of a doubt what hours you can work in a day to make your business move forward. And the thing about this business is it's simply about making those connections. And you could decide, Melissa, I know you've posted this before, your 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes, what you're doing those 15 minutes. Would you share what that is?
Yeah, sometimes we do power hours, and a lot of those times, because I leave my house by like 7:15 each morning, but that's with like myself ready, my children ready, off to school, and then I don't get back before 6 p.m. at least 5 days a week, at least. And sometimes it's like 8 p.m. that we get home. So a lot of times I had to get up early to work my business. And so, or I stay up late. So in those power hours, it's like before the kids get up or after they go to bed. And so it's a 15 minutes of blocks of like specifically doing this. So like I put one on my YouTube channel of us doing one the other day, and I think we started with, gosh, oh my gosh, I can't even, I think it was like 15 minutes follow up just of people that you've currently reached out to. 15 minutes of like asking people if they want to be in your business. 15 minutes of looking for events. And every time like we were in that 15-minute block, if we got messages, if we got notifications, that's what you can get sucked into a social media hole. And like, you're like, oh my God, a notification. Oh my God, a message. And it's like useless information that, and then all of a sudden, like you look at the notification, next thing you know, you saw a post before that, just after that, that you're like, what was that? And then you start scrolling and like 20 minutes goes by and you're like, holy shit, I just scrolled Facebook for 20 minutes, like mindlessly.
Right.
And so like, it's about being intentional. Like you don't pay attention to those other messages. You don't, like, I don't pay attention for messages from my team during that time. That's not their time. I don't look at the notifications. My kids know usually if it's a power hour when they're awake, like this is mommy's time. My husband knows to kind of keep them. But yeah, we kind of block it off. We vary what we do. It just depends what happened. Like if I had an event that week, I'll be following up with the event leads. Following up with current customers is a good one too. And just blocking. We set a timer and that's what we do for that 15 minutes. I will say as far as your calendar blocking goes and having that conversation of, hey, this is what's going on, and telling your spouse or your significant other, whether you're the husband working the business or the wife working the business right now, having that conversation with them, they're going to be like, holy cow, like they're serious. And a lot of the times you don't get that significant other respect or support in the business because you're not serious, because you don't believe in yourself enough to be serious, so they don't believe in you either. So if you're having that struggle right there with a significant other, a lot of the times it really is because like you haven't been serious about it. Maybe you've tried things in the past and you weren't serious. So if you sit down and you say, hey, I just want you to know, like, there is no other option. This is going to work. And it's okay if you don't support it and want to be a part of it, but I need you to support me as a person. So here's the calendar. Where can I have time to make this happen? So I can show you, you know.
It is a numbers game. It is an exposures game. So you can figure out what your conversion rate is for your exposures, and you can basically analyze and track where you're going. And, at the end of a day, see how much sales your team has, divide it by however many days are in the month, and multiply it by however many days how many days have already passed in that month. So this is something I pretty much on a daily basis. I'm snapshotting what my team is in the morning, what our sales are, and then I'm dividing that up by how many days have already passed and multiplying it by 31. And I know what I have to do to make up the difference if we're going to reach our goal. And then I'm like, oh, we need 5,000. Okay, so that means I'm going to have to sell X amount of exec packs. That means I need to talk to this many people. And whether I make that goal or miss it, it drives me to do more.
Cool.
So anyways, I know that was super short, but hopefully that was helpful. And if you guys have questions, feel free to ask.
Anybody have any other questions, comments, concerns, problems that you could use another viewpoint to to maybe overcome? Not complaining, just a problem that you'd like to solve. There's a difference. No?
Rebecca, I would love to hear from you. She's been in this industry for 6 years too, and she's kind of a master follow-upper, and you're really good at it. Do you want to throw anything in there of what you've learned?
Oh, there she is.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I had just typed that my favorite time for follow-up is if I'm literally running out the door in 15 minutes, because I know that I'm not going to get any replies right away, and I know I'm not going to be at my phone for a while if I'm going to an appointment or going to be driving. And so it's fun then when I arrive to see, what happened. I don't know, it feels magical to me. But I think just keeping a list, because when you start contacting people or people contacting you, you think you're going to remember all those conversations. And what I'm finding is the amount of conversations I'm having with this is huge. And if I don't keep a list, people fall through the cracks. And so having a list and keeping track of what you're talking to people about, simple. Put a star by their name if you talk to them about the business. Are they interested? It's just a matter of keeping track of it so that you can be good with follow-up. And I'd also say, as far as getting contacts, that I have found giveaways to be huge. I try to do one a month that's not part of like the Tuesday night parties, if that makes sense. And those giveaways, like the one I did last month, I kind of did it by accident, not knowing that it was going to be as crazy as it was. And what happened was I had 130 people comment on that giveaway. And I messaged all 130 people twice. So right away when they replied, and then again before the giveaway ended, out of those 130, 60 of them actually had a conversation. They weren't quiet. They didn't say no. They had a conversation with me. And that's just ongoing. People signing up, people buying. The other little tip, and Melissa mentioned this, was to friend those people. So one of the places I had posted that giveaway was in the Omni sales group. I'm not friends with those people. So after I sent them a message, I sent them all a friend request as well. And now this month, every post I make, several of them are messaging me. These are people that did not reply to my first message, but because they're now friends with me and they're seeing CBD again, it's been crazy awesome, because they're like, oh yeah, there's that lady. There she is again. There's that CBD again. And we don't know who's watching. We really don't. I just had a lady today. She sells something else, and she was at a vendor event, and she had bought 31 from me, and her sister was with her, saw some company called Oxygen, which I had never heard of, but apparently it's CBD. And so she said, is Oxygen like HempWorks? And I said, well, I don't know. Send me some labels, send me some prices. And in that moment, I've never talked to her about CBD. But in that moment, when her sister was looking into this company, she said, wait a minute, I think my 31 gal does something with CBD. Let me ask her. So people are watching, and we don't always get the results right away. But keep planting those seeds. Keep being consistent. We have no idea when it's going to bring a harvest. And it's magical to me every time it does. I'll be honest. It's just the power of being able to help people, the stories that are starting to come in, they just blow my mind. Aside from the paycheck, the stories alone are just so exciting. So yeah, if you get discouraged, just realize that you are making progress. You are planting seeds. There will be a harvest. And the more seeds you plant, the bigger your harvest is going to be. So find a way to plant lots of seeds, and just keep doing it and keep track of where you're planting them. Because if you go back to a field that you didn't plant in and you try to harvest, you're going to be really discouraged. So keep track of it. That's just my 2 cents. Yeah, I love this stuff. I could talk about it for hours.
I know, me too. You were talking about keeping a list real quick. I started to show it. Because I'm on the go, just a quick tip. I put everything in my phone notes. I'll show you guys real quick. Did it do it? There it goes. So right here on my notes, like these are important links. I have my husband signed up on one side, and then I've got my main here. So I've got my pre-enroll link and my customer link. Just different, like when people are like, how about CBD in kids? How about CBD in pregnancy? You know, what sets your CBD aside? I've got, when looking at quality CBD, hold on, baby, the different things and what sets us apart. I send that to a lot of people, and it, you know, they are like, oh wow, you know what you're talking about. But most of all, I have a list, and it's alphabetical by first letter, not necessarily by all of anyone who's ever shown interest. I mean, this is just 3 months, guys. When they get a check mark, it means they've signed up, and I have missed a ton of them. This doesn't include people that I've liked, and this doesn't include my event leads.
Dang.
I know, like, it's just huge. I mean, some of you guys are on here. Like, I know Mary's on here. Mary Martinez, there you are. You just signed up like 2-3 weeks ago. Tamara, you know, like it does. The fortune really is in the follow-up. So you gotta
literally shared that graphic. Some of you guys saw it on Facebook about the whole copy and paste thing, you know, and your account has been hacked and whatever, and I shared it with both of my business teams today and said, okay, you guys, here's proof. The power of copy and paste. Nobody added any interesting words to this. Nobody made it personal, and everyone and their brother and sister is sharing it because that's what it says to do. So how are we going to use the power of copy and paste in a positive way? Literally. And I do the same thing, Melissa. I have all these links in my notes because I'm on the go. I don't have time to look it up. I'm literally walking into Firehouse Subs with my 3 teenagers this evening, sending a voice message to somebody who's interested. I mean, you're busy and you just do it in the moment, but you do it, and that's what matters.
I have to tell you, I just got a text message from somebody that I talked to and tried to get in to the business at the very beginning, and had pre-enrolled him, actually had a conversation. They kind of quit responding to my follow-up, and they just liked our video that we did, Melissa, and he just texted me and he said, actually, I'd like to talk to you again about HempWorks.
Yay!
So you just don't know when people are going to finally be ready.
You really
don't. Just don't know.
Well, we have gone on quite a bit. I really appreciate you guys being on here. Does anyone have any other last-minute questions or comments? No? I'm going to stop the recording here.